Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Alicia De Cruz. I am a Google Level 1 and Level 2 certified educator, and towards my journey to be an educator. I'm happy to be here with you all today. I am hopeful that we will learn and share a lot of things in these 5 days of the workshop, and also we'll be able to implement it in our classes from now on. We need to focus on the four C's of 21st century skills, that is communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. And guess what? Google is going to help us in all these. So, Google for Education gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time in managing it. So, in this whole process, the students can learn 21st century problem solving skills and also the skills they'll need to use in their future career. And that too with an easy accessibility feature, and the students will be able to do their best work. So, before we start with our sessions, I would like to know from you all. Uh, how exactly do you think technology is helping you in your day to day life? So, what are the different things that are helping you in your day to day life to make your work easier or to help you do certain things maybe within a shorter period of time or with better efficiency?
Well, as of now, ma'am, earlier we used to, make a lot of what do you say, manipulatives and everything. So right now, even sitting in front of the camera and showing them all those manipulatives, sometimes they get distracted. But when we play certain videos, animated things, so that keeps them, enact in front of the camera. So
Okay,
that's what I feel.
okay. Anybody else? Thank you so much, Renuka ma'am. Anybody else who would like to share something? Anything that we use related to technology in our day to day life? I'll just give you all a hint when you're
Um,
traveling, when you're at home.
the most important thing is that we use our phone, whether it is for booking a ticket, calling
Yeah.
anyone, or having some video calls or anything. So that's a very handy technology that we have in our hand nowadays.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Somebody else? Yes, Lindsay
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's like you have already given a hint, like we are traveling. So everything is on the mobile, like Shweta ma'am has already said. Like we are paying all the tolls and everything through our fast tags. Everything is with the help of this technology. The payments, the transactions, the online fees. If we talk about school also, so everything is handy. That the one thing is the smartphone only you should have, and a good internet connection. That's what I
Yeah,
believe.
true.
These days you can't forget, or you can't live without these two things.
And how can we forget one thing being women? Shopping, online
Yeah,
shopping is something
online shopping is
that
there.
everyone
Yes.
is fond of. It's easily
Yeah.
accessible to us. Also, when you're traveling to different places, Google Maps helps you find out
Yeah.
the route and reach to a particular destination. Now, like Renuka ma'am gave one example of how the technology would be helping in teaching learning process. Anybody else would like to share one of their experience where they have used technology and that has helped to make the lesson more effective, or that has helped the students to be more alert in the class, something of that sort?
uh
Yes,
yes,
let's
Shweta.
hear. Okay.
No, no, you tell. It's
For
okay.
the
I'll.
okay, for the computers, I say that for the computers, downloading a software, installing a software is very convenient nowadays. Otherwise, if we would have been working in normal scenario, we would have been installing the software, asking the child to sit on the computer or something. But while working online, so they can easily download the software, which are either open source or which are just available free to them. So they can completely download it, and we can show them the live demo of what is happening, how it is happening. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult for us to teach at least ICT subject. It would have been very difficult, or it can be any other subject also.
Yeah, true. Anyone else?
Yeah, ma'am, I was just saying that the schools which don't have the smart classes, so even those schools are having, or article, we are using all the links, video links for teaching a particular topic. So I think the use of audio visual aids which we have learned in our B.Ed also. It is actually happening right now. Earlier it never used to, we were not using that often, that we are now using it. And children are also, I think, they pay more attention towards the audio visual, as compared, as Renuka ma'am said, they get distracted by the use of simple showing the props. Until and unless it's a video, it's a song. If I talk about the smaller children also, nursery, KG, grade 1, so they get attracted towards the video, towards the song, that they can remember that really well.
Yeah, so basically we know technology has been helping us a lot. You get a lot of simulations which are available, which help us to show the scientific processes. And also there are a lot of Google tools, a lot of Google extensions which can be used to make our work easier. Now, since we are sharing about this, just one thing I would like to share with you all. So some of the subjects, what they do is, to start with their lesson, they use a movie song. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर इज अ मूवी सॉन्ग जिसमें नंबर्स आ रहे हैं, okay, and then they relate it to the mathematics chapter.
Yeah.
So that way the students are also encouraged कि गाना बजाना हो रहा है, so a different zone they move into, and then bringing them back to uh, normal classes. Okay, so let us start with our topics for today. So if you have any doubt, or if you don't understand anything that we are doing at that particular time, please feel free to ask me at that time, or if you want, you can put it in chat. But since I'll be sharing my screen, it will be a little difficult for me to actually check both the places. So if I don't respond for a lot of time, please do unmute yourself and speak. So what exactly is Google Workspace, and what are the advantages of using it? So basically, this Google Workspace, it provides 100 TB storage space to educational institutes. Also, it helps to collaborate using doc, sheets, slides, site, Jamboard. So this can be used on any device. This can be used from any place where the particular educator is, and you all can easily collaborate. You all can comment, share things with each other. So that will also add on to the learning experience. It will save a lot of time, and also you can manage and organize your classrooms well, and that will also help the students to track their work. You can use Google Meet, you can use Google Chat, you can use Gmail, which will help to communicate virtually. And most important thing, you don't have to save anything, it gets automatically saved. So basically, your repository of whatever you have done in your classroom till now, all of it is saved, and you don't have a fear of the data getting lost. So, in these 5 days, we'll be discussing Drive, Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Form, Google Slides, Google Classroom, and Jamboard. Before we go into the details of these Google tools that we'll be studying, we first need to see what exactly is Google Chrome and how are you supposed to use Google Chrome. So, Google Chrome, the browser itself is called as the interface. So, I'll just share my screen and I'll show it to you all. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ठीक है. So this is basically one tab which is there on the Chrome. This blank space here, which you can see, this is called as the Omni bar. This 9 dots here is called as the waffle. And these 3 dots on the right hand side top corner is called as the snowman. So these are the terms we'll be using in our sessions further. So I hope you all are aware of that. So what exactly is Google Chrome? First of all, we need to know how to log in. Can you see this O symbol over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So since my name is Alicia, it starts with O. I'm already logged in onto device. That is why it is showing the symbol O. So basically, I am logged in on Google Chrome. Now, if you want to log in yourself, or if you want to sign in, what do? If I click on this, it will show me all the accounts that are already there on this device. Okay, so I'll just show you all how to do it. When you go to Google Chrome and when you're adding your account, you will get a window like this. So it will say set up your Chrome profile. You need to click on sign in. So you click on sign in. Then it will open your up tab like how you put your email ID. So you will have to put your email ID. You will go to next. You will put your password and you will get signed in on this Google account. Now, why signing in is required? So whatever information I look for all of it will be saved associated to this particular account. So I'm using, for example, if I'm using my Gmail account on this particular computer, so whatever things I'm looking for, whatever things I'm searching in the Google Chrome, all of it will get saved automatically as history. So this Omnibar, what all things can you do in this Omnibar? So this is basically used for searching different things. So if I put time, okay, automatically I get the time, what is the normal time right now. If I put a timer, it will set up the timer automatically. So for example, when you're doing different events, or if you're conducting some kind of competition and you want the students to finish it within maybe 3 minutes or within 4 minutes, so accordingly you can modify this, you can start it, you can stop it, so it will help you to keep a watch on the timer. And if you're sharing your screen and showing it to students, even they get a track of how much time is left. There are certain Google Chrome extensions that are available. Okay, so these extensions basically help you to simplify your work. So how do you install and uninstall Chrome extensions? So I will type Google Chrome extensions. Okay, I'll go to the first one, extensions Chrome Web Store. When I click on it, it will show me all the extensions that are already available. So depending upon my requirement, I can select any of the extensions that I want. If you can see the Omni bar, next to the Omni bar, I have already have installed 2 extensions on Google Chrome. So I'll show you all those extensions only. So one of it is Screencastify. So if I put it in search Screencastify will open. I'll click on this. Here I'll get an option add to Chrome. Since I've already installed it, it is showing me the option remove from Chrome. But if I want to add it, it will say add to Chrome. Now, what exactly is Screencastify? So Screencastify basically helps you to record the screen for up to 5 minutes. If you have a paid account, you can record it for a longer period of time, or else you can record it for 5 minutes. For example, if you want to send study material to your students, and you have a PPT, but you want to add some commentary to it. So you can play the PPT, you can start the timer, and you can speak in front of it, and it will get saved automatically. I'll just show you an example. I had done it for one of the classes. So this was my PPT. I was playing the slides on the PPT and I was speaking along with it. So, along with the PPT, a detailed explanation is also going to the students. So, Screencastify is one of it which can be used. Another Chrome extension that I have with me is Google Meet Attendance. Now, we all know when it's an online class, it actually becomes difficult to track who are the students who are joining the class, whether the students are there for a whole time period or not, whether the students attend the class only for first 15 minutes. So that can be tracked with the help of different Google Chrome, Google Meet attendance that are available on the Chrome Web Store. Now, when you're selecting anything, you need to check for the ratings. If they have high ratings, if the reviews are good, you can go ahead with it. Now, I am already having Screencastify on my device, on my Chrome. I want to share it with you all. So what I'll do, I'll go to the Omnibar, I'll select the link, I'll come to chat, I'll paste it for you all. Click on that link. You will come to the same page that I am there on. Just try it once. Are you all able to do it?
Yes.
And also, I have the option remove from Chrome. You must be having the option add to Chrome.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is how you can share it with the other people. So once you come across any good extension that is available on the Google Chrome extensions, you try it yourself. If you feel it is good, you can share it with your co-teachers also. So that way, basically, you're collaborating. Another important thing that is related to Google Chrome is how to add a tab. So you can use the plus sign to add a tab. Automatically, a new tab opens. Or else you can go to the snowman, that is these three dots, click on it, and you go to a new tab. So a new tab opens, you can start searching for new things on that. Another
Ma'am,
option is,
Melissa, ma'am, sorry,
yes,
like that you said for the attendance one.
yeah,
So that can be only possible if students are logging from like Google Meet, right?
yeah, Google Meet attendance, that is.
Okay.
So it is an extension for Google Meet. So if you can see my screen, on the lower side you can see a red color button saying track attendance. So if I click on it now, it starts checking the minutes, and when I stop it, it gives me a summary of how many people attended it and for how long they attended it. So this is how you get the details.
Something for the Zoom.
Zoom, I'm not aware of, but there must be some Zoom extensions which are available for the attendance. Okay, so I was telling you all about the snowman. So I can open a new window. So a completely new window will open where all these tabs will not be visible. If you go to history, this is basically going to tell you what are the different things you have accessed in a shorter period of time. So right now I opened the attendance tracker, I opened my account, I went to drive. So all this is stored here. Now, if you want to work on something that is confidential, for example, if you want to log in to your bank account, or if you're dealing with some information that is very sensitive, that is very important, where you don't want the history to be saved, or you don't want the cookies to be saved, in that particular case, you can select the option incognito window. Incognito window is black in color. Okay, and here you get it written, you have gone incognito. Now, if you go to Snowman over here, you will see there is no option of history, because incognito window does not save your browsing history. It will not save the cookies, it will not save the websites that you visit. So, this is basically going to help you to keep your information safe. All the other things are same, like how you add extensions or how you search for different things. Another thing is bookmark on Google Chrome. Now, if I'm a science teacher, okay, and I'm referring to different websites, different research papers, and I want to make a depository where I'm saving all the things, so I can bookmark those tabs. For example, this is the PPT I am having right now, which I'm going to be using. I want to bookmark this. So what I can do is I can click on this star sign on the Omnibar. So when I click on the star sign on Omnibar, I click add bookmark. I can either save it in the folder bookmark bar, which is already there, or I can choose another folder. So I can make a new folder calling it science, and I can store all my science related bookmarks on that. So in that way, I'll have all my important links saved in one particular place. So whenever I need to access it, I can save it there. So if you see, I have saved it in bookmark bar. So I have got a icon here which says Google Workspace. So if I go to another tab, I click on the Google Workspace here, automatically that PPT will open for me. So the things or the PPT or the sheets that we use regularly, you can bookmark it and keep. So you actually don't have to go and search it every time. You just click on it and it opens for you. Another important thing is how to pin. Now, if you see, each of this tab has a cross sign. So if I'm doing something and I accidentally click on this cross sign, that particular tab will close. However, if I pin it, if you see this first option here, there is no cross sign here because I have pinned that particular tab. So how do I pin the tab? You go on this tab, you right click and you select the option pin. So when I'm going to pin it, it's going to appear like this. So these are the two tabs that I have pinned. So there's no chance that by mistake I'll close that particular tab, or I'll get logged out of the meet, or I'll accidentally close it. So I'm trying to be safe and secure when I'm going to pin that particular tab. So I've told, let's quickly go through the PPT and see what all things we have discussed. So in Chrome, we first saw how to sign in. Okay. Then we saw how to manage the bookmarks. We saw how to use the Chrome Web Store, how to install extensions from the Chrome Web Store, and how to use the incognito window to keep your information private. Anybody has any doubt till now? Whatever things we have covered, anything that you want me to repeat or anything that needs to be done in detail? If not, we can move ahead. Okay. Now I have a small quiz for you all. Okay, let's see how many Google icons you all can identify. So I'll just show you all the pictures. You all see what all things you all are able to identify. So first one, what does this represent? Which symbol is this? Something that we are on right now.
This is Chrome.
It's Chrome.
No, it's not Chrome.
It's web.
Google Meet.
Classroom.
Google Meet. Excellent.
Oh,
Correct.
Google Meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Second one, B1.
It's the form, the new folder something.
It's a Google Sheet.
Very good. Google Sheet. But not
C1 is
exactly Sheet.
Classroom.
It's something related to Google, but what is it?
New folder.
No, not folder. PowerPoint से related है.
It is the PPT.
So what do we call it? What do we call it?
When we share a PPT, it
Presentation.
comes like this.
It is called Google Slides. Okay,
Google
so
Slide.
Google Meet. This is Google Slide. What is this?
The
Classroom.
third one is Google Classroom.
Excellent. Okay, what is this one?
Google.
It's a Google
Google,
search
correct.
symbol.
This
Photos.
The photos.
Yes, very
That
nice.
is map.
Google Maps.
Map. So this everyone has managed to get it very well. Now these are also very simple ones. What is this?
This is Excel. Google Excel.
And
It's
forms.
called Google Sheet.
Google Sheet.
Yeah, this is
Sixth one is form.
Google Form.
excellent. And
Sixth is Word.
And last one.
Google Doc. It is called
Google Doc,
The
huh?
Microsoft Word, Google Doc. Now some challenging ones, okay? Try to identify these.
The last one seems to be the travel one because of the bag.
Yes, it's Google Travel, correct?
It's Google Tag.
First
First
one is
one.
shopping.
7.
Yeah, shopping one, I think.
So what
and
is
the
it called?
eighth one is the billing one.
The first one
Seventh
is
one.
Google Shopping.
It is related to shopping. What is it called? But
I have to take
I
this.
don't know.
Google Shopping only, I think so.
Google Shopping, correct. And eighth one. Only one is left now. Should I give you
Google Travel. It's a bag one, so it's a
ninth
Google-
one is Google Travel, yes. What
The
is
eighth one is Google Payment.
No. What do you get from your newspaper?
Information
Okay, information in the form of?
in the form of what? Letter.
No.
In the
TV
form of
channels पे जो आते हैं news channel, what do they give us?
notifications. Yeah. Ad.
It's a Google News only.
Google News, correct. This is Google News. So basically, we'll be checking Google Slides. Okay, we'll be doing Google Sheets, Google Form, Google Doc, and Google Drive. Okay, so Google Drive is something that helps you to organize and create files in one place, and you can access those files from anywhere at any point of time. So what are the different things that we are going to check in Google Drive? So first we'll see how to create files in a Google Drive, how to access them, how to organize them, how to work with the non-Google files, for example, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, how to upload the files, how to convert the files, how to share them, how to share the non-Google files, how to manage the folders, and how to share the resources. So before I go into these details, I just want some information from you all. Are you all aware about how to use Google Drive? So
Yes,
that I
ma'am,
can
we're
go
currently
into.
using it. We are currently using it.
Okay, you all are currently using it. So then I guess it should be faster for us to go through this. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, so I log into my account, my Gmail account. I guess it's visible to everyone. The screen is visible, right?
Ma'am.
Okay. I go on this waffle sign. Okay, so when I go on the waffle sign, I get a triangle shaped icon which basically represents Google Drive. So I click on Google Drive. This is the first method of opening Google Drive. Another method can be I open a new tab, I type drive.google.com. When I type that, it is going to open my Drive file. Okay. So you can either use this way or you can go from your account and open it. Now, if you look on the left hand side, there is a plus sign with new written besides it. So when you click on this new, you can make a new folder in the drive. You can upload a new file. You can upload a new folder, or you can use Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Slide, or Google Form and put it into the drive folder. This is first way. Another option is where you have this name and all these things written, you right click it. Again, you get the same options. New folder, upload files, upload folder, doc, sheet, slides, forms, and when you go to more, you have the other options available. Now, if I right click here on top, I'm not getting the right click option. So make sure when you're going to right click to get the new folder or to get upload a file, it has to be besides this name. Okay, it has to be at this position. So now let's make a new folder. So I'm going to click on new folder. I'm going to name the folder as training. Okay, I'm naming it training and I create it. So when my folder is created, it is highlighting and it is showing me this folder that it has been created. I'll open the folder. Inside this folder, now I want to make more folders so that my work is easier. So what I'll do is I can name it as day one. Okay. So whatever things I need for day one, I'll be storing all of them in this. Similarly, I can make day two, I can make day three, day four. This is how to make folders within a folder. Now, this training folder, which I have, I want to make it different from the other folders that I have. So I can use a color code. So I can click on this, check the option here, change color, and I can use any color that I want. So what I can do is if I am teaching 2 or 3 subjects, then I can use red color for science. I can use blue color for maths. So all my science documents will be stored in one place. I just need to look for a red color folder and I know इसमें सारे science के documents है. If I'm looking for a blue color folder, I'll have all the maths files in it. So I'm going to make it red. Okay, so this color has changed red. Now, if you see in some places, you can see a symbol. So when this folder is shared with other people, no, it shows you that symbol. Right now, this is only my folder. Nobody else has access to it. So I'll open the folder. We have already created day one. So I'll show you how to upload things in it. So I go to new. I go to file upload. Okay, file upload is always from your desktop. So I'm going to use this file. For example, I am going to upload a worksheet. So I've uploaded one worksheet. You can see it's showing uploading one item and now it's uploaded. So now it's there in this folder. Another option is I right click and I click on upload folder. So I'm going to, for example, take this image of circulatory system. I am uploading it. So it gets uploaded automatically. Or what else you can do is from your desktop, for example, if I am taking this PDF, I can just drag it and bring it here. So when I'm dragging it and bringing it here, that is also one of the way of uploading things in. So have you all understood till now what we did? Any doubts with it? Okay. So after I have uploaded all the things here, if I'm going to use this folder myself, okay, I don't have to share it with anyone. So for me it's easy. I can just go to this, I can look at the color code, I can look at the color options, and I can organize my folder easily. So what I generally do is, for example, I teach bio, okay, so I make my folder. Inside that I make one folder for worksheet, I make one folder for papers, I make one folder for ppt, so I have all of it in one place. So if I have to find out something, no, it becomes very easy for me, because I know this is the folder where I have all the things and it's easy to locate. Being an educator, it is always good to have all the things stored in one particular place. So in case you need to share it with someone, or in case you need to use it quickly, you remember something during your class and you have to share it with the students, you already have all of it ready with you, so that time you don't have to search for it. So that is one of the method which you can use. Now, how do I share the folder with somebody? If I want to share the whole folder, okay, then I will click on training and I'll share it. But if I want to share a subfolder with someone, for example, I have my folder of training, but I want to share only day one material with other people. So I can do that also. So it's not compulsory ki if I make a folder, I have to share the whole folder. If I want, I can just share one document with someone. So I can click on share. Okay. I get this new window open. I'm going to share it with my other account only so that you all can see. So I've added the name of the person with whom I want to share. Now I can give 3 permissions to that person with whom I'm going to share the information. So I can allow them to view. So if I'm asking them to view, they'll only be able to view my files. Okay, they can't edit it, they can't comment on it, they can't change anything. So if that material, you want the entire right on that material and you don't want anybody else to edit it, or you don't want anybody else to do anything to it, then you can use view option. In fact, when you're sharing notes with your students on classroom, so if you're sharing a Google Doc where all the notes are written and you want to share that now, it's always best to give can view option. Another option is scan comment. So now this person with whom I'm sharing the material will be able to add comments. So if the person feels that whatever lesson plan you have prepared is all fine, just in one particular place, this particular activity can be added. Or this is some extra information which is very high for this particular grade. We don't want to include that. So then that person can add a comment. Now, how to add comment on a doc, on a sheet, that we'll be studying further in the upcoming sessions. And the last option is editor. So when I'm giving editing rights to another person, I'm basically giving rights to that person to add anything to that folder, to delete anything from the folder, or to change anything in the folder. So depending upon why you want to share your folder with the other person, you will have to check your settings accordingly. Now, if you don't want to share a folder, you just want to give them a link. What will you? Acha, one more thing. Notify people. Okay. So if you click on notify people when I'm sharing this folder, that person will get a notification. Now I'll just show you all an example. I'm sharing this folder. So if I go to my account, it comes here. So I shared this folder. That Alicia Cruz has shared this folder with you. So when a notification comes to another person, it becomes easy for them to know that a person X has shared a folder with me. So now I have to take a look at it, or I have to work on it. Any doubts still here?
All fine, ma'am.
Okay, ठीक है. Now, I was talking to you all about the link. Okay, so if I want to give a link to person, so I click on get link. Now in get link, again you have different options. Can you see this link over here? So if it is restricted, matlab only the people whom I have added here, okay, will be able to access this link. Now if I copy this link and I put it in chat here, you all will not be able to access it. Okay, because I have not added you there. So since I have not added you there, you will not be able to access this. So if you're working with a link and accidentally a person, third person comes across that link, they'll still not be able to see your information because you have not added them and you have kept the settings restricted. But now if I change this to my school account, okay, RN Potar school, so anyone in the school with this school account can use open that link and can check the information. So they'll be only able to view because I have given viewer option. If I make it anyone with the link, so whoever gets this link, whether that person is from the same organization, whether this sheet is shared with that person or not, anyone who gets this link will be able to view that particular file. So when you're using get link option, we need to be careful whether we want everyone in the globe to use that link or we want it restricted within a school organization or you want to restrict it only to your department people. So if you want to restrict it only to your department people, then you will have to share it with them. If I'm going to RN Poddar school, then I have the option of commenting and editing again. So I can either allow them to view the doc, I can either allow them to comment it, or I can either allow them to edit it. So these are the different settings that are there when you're adding files. Now, what I showed you all is just taking things from desktop and uploading it here. However, we can make documents inside this also. Now let's go to training folder. ठीक है, day 1 में हम लोगों ने सिर्फ अपलोड किया है. Now I want to make a new Google Doc and I want to share it. So I'll click on Google Doc. It will open a new Google Doc. I can name it. So I can name it as day 1 doc. Okay. So whoever has access to this folder, whoever has access to this training folder, they will be able to see this doc in their account. If this access is not given to training folder but only for one particular document, then they'll not be able to see the other documents. So a Google Doc can be opened, people can start working on this, collaborating on this, they can share information. Similarly, I can have a Google Sheet made here. So a Google Sheet will open. So again, I can name this as A1. Okay, so Google Sheet will open. I can also add Google Slides. So Google Slides will open. Now, what is the advantage of using Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Slide? You don't have to do Control S to save. Neither have you have to click on the option to save it, because anything that you do gets saved automatically. Okay, so all of the information, all the changes that you're doing will get saved automatically. And in fact, who has done a particular addition, who has done a particular deletion in one particular doc, that also can be checked. So when we go to Google Docs in the next session, I'll be telling you all on how to check who has highlighted a particular thing in the document, or who has added a comment on your document, or who has modified things that you have written. You can easily check that from the Google history. So in case of Drive, I've showed you how to make folder. Okay. Now how to upload an entire folder. Okay. I showed you just file uploading. So if I want to upload a folder, I'll go to folder. I'll go to desktop. Okay. I've made a folder training. I'll click on that folder. I'll upload it. This will upload all files from training. Only do this if you trust the site. Obviously, I trust it. So I'll click on this. And you see there's one new folder training here. So if I open it, these are the
Ma'am,
documents which are there in the training.
sharing, I think.
Sorry, you have any doubt, Renika ma'am?
Ma'am, I'm saying that are you sharing something because that's not visible?
Acha, okay. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible, people?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I was telling you all how to upload one entire folder. Okay, so I go to new, I go to folder upload. I'll go to desktop because I have made one folder. So I click on training. I go to upload. So when I click on upload, I'll get a notification here that this is getting uploaded. So it's still loading. Once the upload is complete, it will show me a tick mark in green color. So it's done. I can see the folder here. I'll open this, and all the documents that were there in the training folder are now here also. So if I want, I can share individual files. If I want, I can share the whole folder. If I want, I can share the subfolders. Now, one important thing. I told you how to color the file folder, right? So if I go to my drive and if I go to training, we see this is red in color. Now, if I'm sharing this folder with you, you're not going to get a folder which is red in color. That red color is for me, not when I'm sharing it. So when the person gets the folder, they can use their own color choice to color code that particular folder. What are the other options that are available? I showed you how to share. I told you how to get the link. Now you can move this entire folder to some other folder. I'll show you how to move it with one document. Okay. So if I have this day one doc, okay, I want to move it to day one. So what I'll do is I'll click on this, right click. I'll click on move to. Okay. When I go to move to, it is going to give me different options. Now, since this training folder is already open here, it is asking me if you want to move to any of these two, or else if I go back, it will ask me if you want to upload in any of the other drive folders, but I want to move it to training. So I'll go to training, double click because I don't want inside that folder. Now I'll double click on day one and I'll move it here. So now if I move my day one folder, I'll see that doc is here now, day one doc. Okay, so you can move folders from one place to another, from one document to another, and the share settings will remain same. If I'm adding something new to a shared folder, anyone who has access will get it. Another one is add to star. Now, if I need this folder frequently, I'll click on add to star. And now if you see, I have to actually scroll down and go to T to get that folder. But if I click on start, all my start folders are visible here. Training is also here. So whenever there are any folders, any documents that are important to you, which you use very frequently, and you want easy access to that, the best option is to star that folder. So when you star it, you go to drive, you click on star, and you get all the star folders. So then it's easy for you to check it. So my drive will be basically all the files and folders that you create. Shared with me will be the files and folders that somebody else is sharing with you. Recent will be the things that I have opened recently now. Star will be ones which I have marked important. And trash basically includes the files and folders that you have deleted. So it will stay in the trash folder for up to 30 days, and after that it will automatically get deleted. If I want, I can delete it now also. But if you feel अरे अगर इसकी जरूरत पड़ी तो, so till 30 days you have the option of going back to trash folder and restoring your file. So you can either delete it forever or you can restore it. And last one here is the storage. So that basically tells you which particular file has taken how much of storage space. So generally videos ko zyada space lagta hai. So if I'm checking the storage used, these videos have more storage space as compared to a normal Word or a PDF file. Now when I go to the drive, you can see there are 5 uh, docs here. So there's one Google Doc, there's one form, there's one sheet. So it is showing the option you opened today, you edited this in past week, this another teacher has edited the form, you edited this today. Or if I am opening a particular PDF, for example, I'm teaching a particular chapter to a class and I have opened a PPT, then it will give you option, you open this document every day at this time. So if I have a class around 10 to 12 and I'm opening that particular slide, Google slide at that particular time period, on top it will give me an option that you open this file frequently. So then it's a hint for you, chalo open kar lo. This is the class that you have. So Google Drive will basically help to make your work easier. Now, if I click on this option here, this is grid view. Okay. एंड लिस्ट व्यू. सो लिस्ट व्यू में एक के नीचे एक सारे ऑप्शंस आ जाते हैं. If I select grid view, then I'll get it one besides the other. So whichever way is convenient to you, you can select that. Generally, when there are more documents and you select a list view, you can see the entire name. So that becomes easier to actually check all these slides and to have access to all of it. If I go to this circle sign with the eye, okay, it gives me details of the file. For example, if I want to check details of the training folder that we just created, so it will say it is a Google Drive folder. Location is my drive. I am the owner. At 4:33, I modified. At 4:48, I opened it, and I created it at 4:33. Now, what are the activities? So I moved an item into day one folder. I uploaded 3 documents. I created a training folder. So I uploaded one folder. So if this is a shared folder, no, whoever has done anything to that folder, all the information will come here in the activity. So you know which person has added a file at what time on which day, which person has deleted a file or a folder at what time on which day. So with Google Drive, with Google Tools, that basically gives you access to all the information. If it's a shared folder, you come to know who has shared, who has added, who has deleted, who has modified, and also at what time. So अगर accidentally किसी से वो delete हुआ होता है, you have all the ways to actually restore it. So that is one of the advantage. One thing I forgot to tell you all in the Omni bar is now, for example, if I am not getting a particular file from my Gmail account, now let's take example of this only. This is the PPT that I'm using, right? The name of this PPT is Google Workspace for Education. So I'll type it here on a new tab, Google Workspace. If you see the last option here, it is showing me Google Workspace for Education. It is giving me the link. So I click on this and that particular site will open. So that is also one of the way of looking at things. Now I have bookmarked this Google Workspace PPT. I want to remove it. How do I remove it? I right click it, I delete it. So that has gone from the bookmarks now. So if you come to the PPT, we saw how to create a file. So we saw Google Doc, Google Drive, Google Slide, Google Sheet. We saw how to access it. We saw how to organize it. Working with non-Google files. So basically, I uploaded one entire folder which had a Word doc, and I uploaded it on Google Drive. Converting files, sharing it, sharing non-Google file, managing the folder, and sharing a resource folder in the drive. So documents, spreadsheets, presentation forms, any of this can be stored in Drive. And the advantage is you can upload all the files, you can store them online. You get a 15 GB of free storage. You can convert files to Google format, save them, edit them. You can work with others at the same time. You can download documents and Word or PDF files. Now, for example, if I go to Drive, okay, I have made my training folder. I made this day one sheet. Now I want to download this. So I'll right click on it. I'll go to the option download. If I want to rename this, I can use the option rename. If I want to make a copy of it, now I'm using the same kind of sheet for 5 days continuously. Okay, and I want the information separately for 5 days. So सारे जो headings है वो same है, सिर्फ अंदर का matter change होता जाएगा. Then I can make a copy. So that copy will be created in the same folder. So copy of day one. So now I rename it and I name it as day two. So I have all my information here in this folder only. So be careful when you create a copy. You need to be careful whether you want to create a copy in that same folder or you want to create a copy in your drive. So accordingly, you will have to change the settings when creating a copy of it. Drive is free and up to date. So Google Chrome basically keeps on updating itself regularly. जैसे ही recent updates आते हैं, Chrome automatically gets updated, and it also helps you from any kind of threat or any kind of danger. So just one thing we need to be very careful about whenever we access any site on Google Chrome, you need to make sure HTTPS होता है, ठीक है? HTTPS. Now, if you see CoWIN is the government site, HTTPS, this basically tells you that the site is secure. Or another option is, now, for example, if I take quizzes, I'm getting this secure icon over here. So this secure icon also tells me that this particular site is safe to be used. So we need to be very careful with technology, whether we are referring to the correct sites, whether we are accessing the correct information, and we don't come into any kind of problem because we have come across a site which is not safe to be used. And also we can explain the same things to students. Now, Google Chrome, you can work on all the Google tools using an iPad. You can use your phone, you can use your computer, and all the information is basically stored in the cloud. Now, how do I use Google Drive? I already shared it with you all. I have a folder where I have all the PDFs of textbook. Okay, so it's easy access. I don't have to go to Google Chrome and search for it every time. So I create a folder in which I put grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, all the PDFs together. So I have all PDF together. All my PPTs that are prepared, all grade wise, are in one folder. All the worksheets that I make are grade wise in one particular folder. So for every year, I make one folder. So for example, now 2021-22. So I'll name the folder as 2021-22. Inside that, I'll put grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I take grade 9, 10. So I put 9 and 10. Then inside that, I'll make subfolders where I'll have one folder for worksheets. I'll have one folder for PPT. I'll have one folder for Google Form, because since it's online, we use more of Google Form. The textbooks that I use while teaching, I put all of those in star. So it's easily accessible to me. So I know कि मैं स्टार पे गई and immediately मेरा textbook open हो जाता है. If there are any question answers that needs to be discussed, then all that goes in star folder. If there are marks, now if you have seen my screen, I'll just show it again. In the bookmark, I have something called as personal register. Okay, so this personal register, I can't open it because it has names of students and marks. So this is basically a Google sheet. Okay, and in this Google sheet, I have bookmarked it. I have kept it on the desktop. So all the class students, I have made one sheet for each class, and I keep on adding their marks for each exam, their submissions. If that particular child is absent for a class, then I note it down there. So all the information of students are there in front of me. I don't have to go and search for this folder anywhere. So it's there in bookmark. I just click on it and I get all the information. So I hope I have been able to explain everything regarding Chrome and Drive. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask me. I would suggest you all try all these things on your own, because unless and until you try it, no, you will not come across any kind of problems or doubts. So please try it on your own. And when we meet day after, we'll be using the same link. That time you can come up with your doubts. So what we can do is we can use first 5 minutes of the session for doubt clearing, and then we can move on to the next topic. So basically, I need you all to fill a Google form for me. This is a feedback form which we require when we are going through the training course. So please give me a proper feedback so that I can work on it and I can improvise in the next session. So please fill this form for me. I've put the link in chat. And while going through and while practicing, if you feel there is something that you need a clarification on, or there is something that you need help with, please feel free to approach me. So next session we can take that down. How many teachers are supposed to be there for the session? Ma'am, you need to unmute.
Ma'am, I don't know how many teachers were there for this registration.
Okay.
You were talking with Manjusha ma'am,
No, actually, Puchika ma'am was in touch with them.
so she must be aware of how many
Okay,
teachers
okay.
were to be there.
Acha, just out of curiosity, I saw this name grade 4 Vayu, grade 3 Vayu. What does it mean?
Ma'am, these are our class names.
Okay.
The section, actually, our sections are not A, B, C, D. They are according to the elements of Earth, Ambar, Vayu, Prithvi. So that is like third A. Just usually it happens
Ha, ha,
3A,
ha,
3B.
ha.
So we have three Ambar, three Vayu, three Prithvi. So grade 4 Vayu. It is the B section otherwise.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Nice.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm waiting for your feedback.
Yes, ma'am. We are just doing it.
Ma'am,
Name of the workshop will be
Google
Google
Workspace.
Workspace for Education and write day 1, day 2.
Workspace for education. No?
Google Workspace for
ma'am, I
Education,
just
day
got
1.
disconnected
So
for
when we
some
do it
time.
day after,
How to submit the feedback?
I'll put the link again. Yeah, I'll share the link again. I'll share the link.
I've written as module one as it was, send us.
Yeah, that is fine. Either module 1, module 2 like that, or Google Workspace day 1, day 2.
Initial.
Okay, I have received a feedback form response from Renuka ma'am and Shweta ma'am. I'm waiting for other.
Ma'am, I'm just sending.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, anything that you want me to add or any changes that you want me to do in this session?
Ma'am, it will be really helpful if you teach us more on this Google form, how to
Yeah,
create
we'll be doing all
feedback
those things.
assessment,
Yes. So we'll be doing it day wise. What we'll do is next, that is next session, we'll be doing Google Doc. So all the things that can be done on a Google Doc, I'll be showing you all that. Google Form will be doing slightly later on fourth day, because Google Form समझने के लिए first you should be having access to Google Docs and Sheets. So we'll do that first and then we'll go to forms.
Ma'am, did you receive mine?
I'll just check. Huh? Yes, Lindsay ma'am. So I've received it from Renuka ma'am, Shweta ma'am, and Lindsay ma'am till now. For teachers who had got logged out, I have shared a feedback form in the chat. I'm pasting the link again. I request you to fill in the feedback form.
Ma'am, did you receive mine, Shahili Banerjee?
Yes, ma'am. Even
Yeah.
Shalini, ma'am, I have received.
No, this is Shahili.
Yes, ma'am. Shahili,
SHALI.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I have received it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, can I leave the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
okay,
you have
thank you.
filled in the feedback form, you all can leave. We'll meet on Wednesday, same link, same time. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
ma'am,
everyone.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.